So what we're going to look at today is how to search for clients, patients, and use the patient ribbon to access a patient that you've accessed previously in the day. So to search for clients, you go to the Client tab, and here you have an option. You use the drop down and you can choose, you search first name or last name or pet name or address or phone number, email address, client ID, or all fields, and you can do these on both of these lines, which means you don't have to worry about how to spell things. If you're not sure how to spell things, you can just type in the first two letters of, for example, their first name and their last name, and you'll find them that way. So say you know the client is called Carol Lang, you can't remember what her pet's called, you could just type in CA for first name, LA for last name, go, and you'll get up the Langs, and then you can see this is Carol Lang and her patient is called Jack. Going back to the Client tab, if you were here and you don't know that the client's Carol Lang, you know it's Mrs. Lang with Jack, then all you do here is pet's name, you go Jack, and in last name you go Lang. And again, you will get up anyone whose pet starts JA, whose last name starts LA, but here you've got Mrs. Lang. So you've got a lot of options here on how you search. You can just search in one screen, so if you wanted to search, the patient's called Jack, you can just go and search for any of the Jacks. Obviously then you're going to get a much longer list, so by using both of these lines, obviously you can narrow your search down a lot better. You can also search just by clicking on the name here. So if we wanted to go for the last name, we're going for L for all the clients starting with the letter L. If you click on L, you will get up all your clients starting with the letter L. So searching for patients is pretty similar. You go to the patient screen and it's similar, but we've got different things we can search. Here we can actually search by microchips. So if you get a stray dog come in, you can just get up the microchip number if you scan them, and you could actually just search for their microchip number to see if it's one of your client's patients, so one of your client's pets. So here you've got patient name, last name, microchip, address, phone number, email address, patient ID, remember in the client screen where client ID, or all fields. It's exactly the same. You search on the two lines, and again, if you wanted to search here for your client starting with L, you can do that by clicking on the L, or you can choose your patient name. Then the other thing that's very useful with the new version is we've got this ribbon. So if you saw how I got there, you can be on any of these screens. It doesn't matter which tab you're in, but if you click on this little arrow here, that'll show you your patient, what we call your patient quick list. And what we've got here is a list of the last 10 patients whose records you've accessed. This is particularly useful if you're on reception and you're busy dealing with a client at the reception desk and the phone rings and you get up the next record for the phone call, and then you want to go back to the record that you were on. Or if you know, I saw somebody 5 minutes ago, who was it? I forgot to put something on their record. You can go back here and access all these. And the way to do that, so you get up your list, you can then do various things with this list. If you click on the patient name, let's take this one, Khan, it'll actually take you into Khan's record. If you were to click on, so if we go to Katie Jackson, we'll click on Mrs. Jackson, it'll actually take you to the client record. So you've got the option here to click on the patient or the client, and it'll take you either to the patient screen or the client screen. The other thing you can do here is if you were to right click Katie, you see you can open the link in a new window. So this is where it's particularly useful in reception if you want to be able to multitask. If you open the link in a new window, you get a new window with Katie Jackson. You can work with Katie Jackson, and then when you finish working with Katie Jackson, you can just close this window and you will go back to the original window. So all you do here is you just literally close the window and you're back to where you were previously. If you want to close this ribbon, there's just this little arrow here, and that hides your patient quick list. What you'll also see here is if you're working on a patient and you want some information about them, this is where you go. So we're in Khan's record, we want to know how old is Khan, the temperament, if you've put in a temperament insurance. So all those various things, whether they're neutered or not, whether they've got any reminders, you can access all that from this ribbon. So that's useful when you're working on a patient. That's how you get up more information. So if you're in the consultation screen, for example, and you want to know more about Katie Jackson, you can just go up here to check all the information on Katie Jackson.